It is different from the original method. This is also a tutorial requested by fans. The recipe is one we commonly use. The whole matcha chiffon cake we make is very soft in texture. And it doesn't taste dry. Its weight-bearing capability is also quite good. It's perfectly fine for making a birthday cake base. The flavor of the matcha depends on what matcha powder you use. 7 grams of matcha powder. 33 grams of hot oil. The temperature should be around 65 degrees. Use oil to dissolve the matcha powder. The matcha cake made will not have any matcha particles. 50 grams of milk, also heated. Mix well and then sift. 50 grams of cake flour. That's right, this is also using the Tangzong method to make chiffon cake. In winter, keep the temperature of the liquid part a bit higher. In summer, keep it a bit lower. Because the cooling process is relatively slow. Even the temperature of the liquid Tangzong method. I've already figured this season out for you. Just waiting for you to turn in your assignments. There's also one more thing that you're concerned about. The issue of the cake's color after baking. This is really hard to solve. Either you gently bake for a long time, or you can add some coloring. If you say that the matcha powder doesn't change color after baking, pure natural matcha powder, it really can't avoid changing color at all. After roughly mixing, add 55 grams of egg yolks. The amount for 3 eggs makes a 6-inch recipe. For 4 inches, divide by 3. For 8 inches, multiply by 1.5. The mixed egg yolk batter should flow smoothly when dropped. If it's too dry, add milk to adjust. 94 grams of egg whites. It's best to freeze until there are ice crystals at the edges. Then start whipping. The amount of granulated sugar is 42 grams. The mixer has different speed settings. We'll start by whipping on high speed until streaks form. Beat on medium speed until the meringue's surface patterns become clear. Then switch to low speed. Organize. Bubbles formed in the meringue due to high-speed whipping. Without speed adjustments, we should pause more often. Check the state of the meringue a few times to prevent underwhipping. Actually, for chiffon cake meringue, you can slightly underwhip it, or slightly overwhip it. It won't have a significant effect. It mainly depends on your operation speed, and the freshness of your egg whites. Take a portion and mix it with the egg yolk batter. Then pour it all back into the meringue. You need to speed up your movements here. Longer operation time will definitely lead to deflating. Especially for the matcha chiffon batter. It is inherently more prone to deflating than the original flavor chiffon. The final mixed batter should be able to stack up. The chiffon cake baked with this recipe should be just right for a full pan. The oven used today is the Chandi Cat Xiaoyi Pro. Bake at 140 degrees with both top and bottom heat for 60 minutes. Usually, we bake at 150 degrees. Today, I lowered it by 10 degrees. This is also to lighten the coloration of the cake a bit. This time, the matcha powder used is from Zuzi. It came out a bit grass green after baking. The color is not very ideal. The texture still has a strong matcha flavor. Some matcha powders may turn out with a very off-putting color when baked. And the taste is also not good. So, we have been testing several brands of matcha powder recently. We want to fine-tune to get a more satisfactory color and texture. This requires a lot of time and money. As we all know, good matcha powder is quite expensive. Once we find suitable matcha powder and have a good recipe, we'll continue to share with everyone. Click on my profile picture. There are many practical baking tutorials waiting for you to check out.